Hey, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my show. My name is Precious Rutlin. I am a trichologist, also known as a hair and scalp specialist, and I'm the creator of helpmewithmyhair.com. Women come to me when they're tired of their hair falling out and they're ready to uh, grow and create an environment for healthy hair growth because they want to get to the point to where wearing a wig is optional and not a must. And before I get into today's show, I just want to put this disclaimer out there that all the information that I'm sharing with you, it is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or heal any type of disease or any underlying conditions that you may have. So I definitely encourage you to check with your medical professionals, your primary physicians, if you have any of those underlying conditions or things going on. So that is definitely not what I'm here to do. So today's show, I want to talk about 3 questions that you can ask your trichologist or your cosmetologist. And this topic came up because I had a great conversation with my last mastermind group. And by the way, if you guys haven't had a chance to get information on what my mastermind is and how it is helping change women's lives, definitely go to my websites, look at the reviews, go on Instagram, look at the reviews. I'm getting great feedback about it, and it's changing people's lives. Um, but anyhow, so the question came up during the mastermind, and my client was just stating that sometime it gets maybe intimidating, or maybe the better word is uncomfortable on how to approach the cosmetologist or the trichologist with your questions, and really knowing what's inbound, what's out of bound, or what's out of line to ask. And so I was like, that's a great question. And I encouraged her to you never feel uncomfortable asking a question, feeling like you can't ask your stylist or your trichologist um, questions, especially when it's pertaining to your hair and health. So you always want to be comfortable with that. And so I just want to point out that hair loss can occur for a number of different reasons. But if you notice that your hair loss is suddenly stopping or suddenly starts shedding in large amounts, then it's definitely a good time to schedule an appointment with your trichologist. So you can definitely get that taken care of, because the sooner that you can address the first signs of any type of hair loss or hair thinning you may have, the more likely you can increase your chance of saving your hair follicles, reducing the hair that is coming out, and reverse whatever it is that's going on. So I definitely want to encourage you on that. Now, I also want to cover, before I jump into the 3 questions that you should ask, I also want to point out the difference between a trichologist and a dermatologist, because that has also come up. And I know that some people are unclear on exactly what the difference is. And so the only difference between a trichologist and a dermatologist is that the dermatologist has the medical qualifications to where the dermatologist can write medical prescriptions for you. So that's mainly the difference between a trichologist and a dermatologist. The trichologist more so takes the holistic approach of things and help you to resolve your hair using the natural ways and natural remedies and hair supplements and different vitamins and things to help you improve your hair and health. So that will be the main difference between a dermatologist and a trichologist. But now, on to the questions that you should ask your trichologist or cosmetologist. So for me, my standpoint on this is that assuming that you have been very truthful and forthcoming at your consultation with your trichologist or cosmetologist. So that's the first thing because we got into a talk about that. So anytime that you're going to someone new and they're looking at your hair or they're giving you guidance on it, you always want to do first and foremost is a consultation. And during that consultation, again, you want to be forthcoming and honest about what you have been doing to your hair, what your hair goals are, so that way the professional knows which direction to take you in and how to help you. So what do I mean by that? And I'll give you a great example. I remember when I used to look for hairstylists and I would ask other co-workers, who did your hair? Who could you recommend? So I would go visit the stylist and I would check out the salon, check out the atmosphere. And I've just been blessed to always have gotten great hairstylists to service me, even though I was a cosmetologist, but I still like to be pampered myself. And whenever I got in their chair before they even started servicing me, meaning they didn't just take me immediately back to the bowl when I arrived. We sat down and we talked for at least a good 10 to 15 minutes so they can understand, what service I was coming in for, what has been my current hair regimen. They got to feel in my hair, get used to my hair. Because I even had one cosmetologist tell me that she had to get used to my hair and how it responds to her hair products. And I could really appreciate that. So she wasn't about just out to get my money or just get me in and out the chair. She really wanted to take time, get to know me, know what kind of work that I do. And then she was very just forthcoming as far as like educating me and telling me some things that I can do for my particular hair type. And we were talking about different styles that would best suit me for my hair goals. So I definitely want to point that out, that just be forthcoming with your trichologists and stylists. Don't get in there not answering the questions fully and not being honest, because that is how you will get disappointed. So for instance, like I'll even get clients, or even when I used to be behind the chair, I would get clients and I would ask them like, have you ever had color in your hair? And they're real quick, no, I haven't had any color. But then later on, if you went to go relax them or you put some color on your hair and it wasn't taking or something didn't work out, then it was like, oh, well, yeah, I forgot to tell you that, or yeah, I do remember now, I did have some color. So it's things like that that causes friction and tension between like the cosmetologist and the client, because you're not being honest when you first get in that chair and speaking directly and stating, hey, this is what I've been doing this at home, I've been doing this on my own. I've been YouTubing, I've been watching Google, and I tried these things that's been going on the TV shows that the girls have been doing. And so I tried this, but it didn't work out, because that is essentially what we're doing. When you come in our chair, especially if it's something that you have done at home on your own, trying things out, and then you come to a professional, now you're looking to the professional to help correct something that you have caused on your own. And so it just makes it a little harder. So it makes it easier if you can come to the stylist, to the trichologist, and just be truthful, forthcoming, and stating what it is that's going on with your hair, what your concerns are, and then what your hair goals. Now, like I said, I want to give you 3 questions that in my opinion, that you should always ask a trichologist or cosmetologist whenever you get in their presence. And so number 1, I would suggest that you ask them, can they explain to you what the hair products will do for your hair? We are in a time where now there's a lot of products on the market. A lot of products are being pushed around, and they're stating and claiming that they're great for your hair. It's going to help with hair growth. It's going to help with moisture. But the biggest thing that you need to be considering is really paying attention to what are those ingredients in those products, and how are those ingredients reacting to your hair type and your hair texture. For instance, if you have thin hair and you go put on a heavy conditioner or a heavy cream or a heavy product, it's going to weigh that thin hair down. And so that's the wrong product for your type of hair texture. Now, for instance, if you have someone that has thicker, denser, curlier hair, they may need something heavier, like a heavy conditioner, heavy emollients and creams and things for their hair to actually penetrate and actually to be styled the way that they want to. So that's what I mean. So whenever you um, aren't sure about your hair and the products that's being used, it doesn't hurt to just say, hey, can you just tell me what's in these products and what will it do for my hair? The cosmetologist, they'll be more than willing to share with you the product line because, of course, they're using it. They have the expertise in it with it, and they've been using it for a while, and their clients have been getting results. So I'm quite sure more than happy they'd be willing to share with you what those products will do for your hair. Second question that I think you should ask them, how can I take care of my hair at home in between visits? And I guess that's not a common question to ask. And just by me being a hairstylist, it's just what do you call it? It's just something automatic in me. I like every time I sit down in the chair and they're done, they were done styling my hair. That was like the next question. I was like, "Ooh, this is pretty. I love it." Okay, I'm like, "Now how do I take care of it?" Because just me being in general, I know that it's not a one and done thing. Like just because you got it done that day in the salon, now you got to maintain it so you can come back in your next visit. So I was always asking, well, if I sweat at night, how can I pin it up? What do I need to do? Or if I get in the shower and the steam flattens out the curls, what do I do? You have any tips on that? Or do you have any place where you recommend I can get any scars? Or do you happen to sell any of the maintenance products? Do you happen to sell any of the shampoo, the conditioner that you're using on my hair? Because I really like it. So like those are the types of questions that you need to be asking when you're with your stylist or your trichologist, because we're ultimately here to help you, of course, with your hair regimen, and you want healthy hair. And so in order for us to provide you that type of service, those are the type of questions that you need to be asking. And then my third question that I think you should be asking is, can you show me what to do to protect my hair? So it's one thing to ask, how can I take care of my hair in between visits, but actually ask them, can you show me? So don't be embarrassed, and then, get out in the car and then was like, dang, well, I didn't ask her, how to take care of my, or how to protect it at night. It doesn't hurt them. You're already in the chair. They can take a few extra minutes and show you how to take your hair, clip it down, show you how to sleep it, show you how to wrap it, or whatever the case may be, to hold you over until your next visit. And then again, so just be mindful of specifically what it is that you want to ask, and never feel ashamed or afraid to ask your questions. Again, because I'm quite sure the cosmetologist wants you to keep coming back as a client, and you want to be happy as well, and you just want healthy hair. So don't be afraid to ask your questions, and always just do your research. Know what works for you, and definitely just be truthful and honest. Okay, I do hope that you got some information out of this, and if it was very helpful, definitely please share this out, and definitely leave a comment or a review. This will really help me. I'm looking to grow my reviews, so I got a goal set, like I want to get to 30 reviews, and it helps me to know that the information that I'm putting out here is really beneficial, and that you're learning and you're implementing as I go along and share things with you. So until next time, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.